very good afternoon. It's Thursday, the 21st of October. It's 1 p.m. if you're watching live. Don't take that as fact if you're watching this on playback, but you're always welcome to join us at any time. Of course, it is available on playback across Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube, and it is as well, if you can find it on X, formerly Twitter, you'll see the video will be there as well for you to watch. I'm absolutely delighted to welcome today's guest. It has taken me 2 years to actually find a time slot when they could spare us a half an hour to come on the show. And joining us today is the head of admin, chief bottle washer, who she'll probably tell us is the one that actually does everything. and Robert just goes out and does the flooring. We'll hear a lot more about that in the next few minutes. So sit back for the next half an hour, pull up a cup of coffee, and join us for a chat. And welcome to the Lite Bite Lunch. Good afternoon. Yes, indeed, we are here with the Lite Bite Lunch, and I'm absolutely delighted after 2 long years of trying to be joined with Lorraine from Marbleandtile.ie. Lorraine, absolutely great to have you with us. I know Robert had hoped to join us as well, but unfortunately, where he is, the signal just wasn't strong enough for the broadcast, so you very kindly stepped in for him. So.
Yeah, if you're following our social media, you might have seen a story a little bit earlier on of the job they're on. They're on a concrete job this week, and unfortunately, the signal is just not great. It wouldn't be stable enough. So I've been deputised, and so I've been given the responsibility. So yeah, hopefully it turns out well.
And listen, I promise you, we're all really nice here, so it'll be lovely to have a chat with you. So first off, right, maybe you'll tell us a little bit about yourself outside of the business and how, like, your own background and that type of thing.
Well, we're a family-run business here. So my own background, I would have studied business previous to becoming involved in the family business here. I would have worked in FMCG, so I worked for Nestle Ireland. I worked in Greenhouse Foods. I would have held roles within HR, marketing, and accountancy. I also did a spell working in recruitment also. That was within accountancy recruitment. And then the scope of the business that Robert was involved in began to expand. So there became a need for someone to sort of step in and assist and help and offer that support role to him. And that's sort of where I came in. A lot of the strengths that I would have had and a lot of the experience that I would have had fitted quite nicely into what he needed. So Robert does the work on site. He's the ideas man in terms of what will we do, how will we deliver it, what will we bring to the people. He makes that happen, and then in the background, I work alongside him just with the paperwork. A lot on sales, a lot with talking to people and explaining to people what happens. Running the diary, running the materials, making sure everything is on site for the lads to be able to go out and deliver the high-end service that they give to our clients. So that's really my function within the business. And for the last 20-something years, that is the family business, and it has expanded and grown to where we are today, which is fantastic. And in the mix of that, there's our own family of 3 small children and several cats.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I mean, it is very important, and I think a lot of people viewing will agree totally that behind every good man there's an even better woman. And I know Cheryl who's sitting pushing the buttons for the show today will agree with that one as well, that in all reality we need that support structure in place, and especially as micro business owners it's so important. And I think it's also much more rewarding when it is a family-run business.
Yeah, you're building something. You're building something for the future. I mean, I don't know, will our children continue the tradition? I would hope that they will. But hopefully we'll have left a legacy with a lot of the work that we have done with things in place there. So um only time will tell. But we're quite happy every day you get up and you get to do something that you enjoy.
Yeah.
And the clients are happy and you're making people happy. So
Well,
it's
that and again,
fundamental.
that is absolutely really, really important. So, how was it that Marble and Tile came about?
Well, Robert's background has always been in natural stone and marble, and when I initially met him, he would have been a tiler. So he would have specialised in fitting natural stone. He would have sold an awful lot of natural stone, and the business kind of came. It was a natural progression, really, insofar as there wasn't any service available there for restoring marble. And Robert had worked abroad, and he had learned how to polish stone. Now, in a small scale
Yeah,
situation, where if we were fitting a bathroom for people or fitting a floor, he might make a windowsill for somebody and polish something out of a piece of marble. Um, and he was quite happy going with that, going along doing that. And then he began to develop a problem with his knee. Um, and we needed to sort of diversify into something else, so he wasn't lifting pieces of marble. Pieces of marble are quite thick and heavy. So that sort of happened at the same time as this natural progression of clients who we had would have fitted stone for sold stone to coming back saying, "Come here, could you come out and clean my floor for me? Tell me, how do I clean this?" And it was just literally a natural progression that just grew, and literally it just exploded almost. Whereby suddenly the phone was ringing, an awful lot of response through social media where people would see the work that he was doing and go, "Here," it was literally just people coming, going, "Yes, I can't believe you can do this." Because if you watch some of the work that he does, the transformations are unbelievable.
yeah,
To take something that, let's say, would be fit for a skip, or someone might think that they might need to rip it out, he can bring that back to like new. Or another example would be like we've a job to do now next week where a lady has moved a wall and they're missing 10 tiles from their travertine floor. So we've sourced the tiles for them. We're going to reinstate them. We'll repolish and clean and seal the floor for her, and it'll be as new. So she hasn't needed to take out that floor.
yeah.
So it literally there was a demand there, and thankfully Robert's a very clever man in terms of figuring out how to do things well, and how to do things that people will be happy with. And I think that's really where the business has come from, and it has just grown. And then the skills that you would learn from polishing marble can be brought along into concrete polishing, and that's where we sort of wandered into that as well because the skills are transferable. And he's very successfully delivering some beautiful floors for people. I mean, in the
And
last year, we had the pleasure of working on the Famine Museum. Um,
yeah,
Such a prestigious project to be involved in, and something like I was saying about legacy that will be there. I'm sure our grandchildren will one day get to visit it. And we were instrumental in that. The floors there are phenomenal. And we would have poured the concrete, we put a dye into the concrete to make it black so it looks like blackened sod. And then obviously the polishing work that took place. And that was crowned as Heritage Building of the Year for last year. So definitely a natural progression. The business is always sort of growing. He's always looking to the future and looking to see what will we do next. How can we improve things? So even of late, he's bringing in micro cement floors, which are another type of floor for people. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot of scope. He's definitely an ideas man. And certainly my job in the background of that is just to help him to bring the ideas to the table. Because I
yeah,
know once we get them to the table, he'll make them work.
absolutely. And I mean, I think like the reality is the fact you've been doing this for 20 years, where now suddenly everyone is extremely environmentally conscious about what they do. What you've been doing for the last 20 years has all been
Yeah.
about restore, upgrade the whole lot, as opposed to just rip it out, throw it into landfill and replace it. You're saying, no, there's a lot more can be done. And I think it's very important that we remember that side of it too.
Yeah,
That
hugely,
and
hugely, hugely.
also it's far more cost effective than having to replace a huge floor or whatnot to
Yeah,
actually be able to do the restoration on it. So
very much
definitely.
so, very much so. Yeah,
So
even for a marble floor, to have a marble floor removed would be a high degree of work because it would be on a very thick bed of adhesive.
Yes.
And even so far in for cleaning, cleaning like a ceramic floor or a polished porcelain floor, often people don't realize that you can quite successfully clean them and bring them back to looking well. So you can get another few years out of them. It's turning the clock back.
Yes.
And that not only does that help the pocket, but it does help the environment as well. So
Absolutely. So, I mean, the $1 million question, and you're probably going to laugh at me just for asking it, but what makes the perfect flooring?
that's a tough one. And I do feel sorry for people when they have to come to make the decision of what kind of floor will I get. The best type of floor is something that you can restore. So something that you can have in situ. You can get a company like ourselves or somebody else in to clean it and restore it. A day's work, 2 days work, your floor is back like new and you can go on again. So you're not ripping it out. So that would be the ideal floor. In terms of the look, it depends on what you like yourself. I mean, a marble floor is absolutely stunning. I mean, you can't beat that opening the front door to that elegant, opulent. Uh, Marble is so elegant. It's just so elegant and it's timeless. And I would often get comments from people who would ring and say, "Oh my God, that front hall was amazing. Oh, can I have that? How would I get that?" Now we have a supplier that we work with locally, a company called Artistic Stone, and they supply and fit marble, so I can direct people onto them so they can get their marble floors. But on the polished concrete side of it, that's a very modern floor. That's a very it's a very industrial looking floor. It's a completely different look. Um, and people love that. It's become so popular in the last 10 years. The likes of Dermot Bannon has done an awful lot to help
Yeah.
raise the profile of it. So you don't need to explain to people anymore what polished concrete is. They know. And we would have clients that, they design the house around the polished concrete floor, which is like it's wonderful. We've had clients putting green glass into their floor from gin bottles. We've had clients putting blue stone in, white stones, bits of marble. Just people get so excited by the whole process of making that unique floor. But as for which would be the best, I don't know. I don't know how people come to the decision. It must be quite hard. They've so much to choose from. But certainly something that you can restore, and the polished concrete can be restored, as can micro cement, and obviously the marbles can be as well. So any of the three would be.
That's
I'd be happy with either.
we do have a comment in there. We have Zara saying afternoon, guys. So good afternoon to you, Zara. Delighted you could join us this afternoon.
Hi, Zara.
So, as we were talking about, you are the powerhouse behind the salesman because you're the one doing all the admin side. And so often, while he's the one out there collecting the plaudits and that type of thing, it's equally important to remember those that are behind the scenes and those that are doing the admin in the background. I think, as I said, having known you a few years,
because there can be a lot of work in it. There can be an awful lot going on.
But I was trying to work it out, and I think I first met yourself and Robert, I think it was in 2017 in Waterford, if my dates are correct. Down at the Micro Business Awards in Waterford at that stage.
Yes, we won the Reinvention Award that year.
Yeah. Right. And like at that stage, it was a case of, I could see at that stage, here are a couple that have a plan, have big plans, and I can't wait to see where it goes. And I mean, it's been astonishing for me watching the growth year on year and watching everything you've done with the business. As I said, I think it was back in late 2020 or early 21 when we first spoke about bringing you on the show, and we finally managed it for our last show of 2023, which is quite remarkable.
Yes. And with the best of intentions, Robert would say, "Oh, I'll do it," and then he's just so busy. He's very much. He likes to be on site. He likes to see what, he's just incredibly busy. He's one of the busiest people I've ever met.
Yeah, no, and as I tell every single business owner, you never apologize for being busy, because at the end of the day, that's why we all do what we do. We want to be busy, and we like to be busy. So, as you know from previous episodes, you may have seen along the way, the one question that every single guest that comes on is asked is about their favorite Lite Bite lunch. So this
question has caused me great. This question has caused me great concern because I can't actually decide. So I've gone with very boring, with it being autumn time and it's quite cold. Soup and brown bread. But dairy gold on butter on the bread would be the deal breaker, and then probably 2 cups of tea.
Very
Anyone that knows me will know there will be several cups of tea in that. Rob often says like he thinks the business is probably powered by lions at this point. There's that
yeah.
much tea consumption that goes on.
Oh well.
But yeah, I think soup, yeah.
A nice bowl of soup, you can't beat it. And would that be homemade brown bread or?
Yeah.
Lovely. Absolutely.
Ideally homemade, probably not by myself. Now, not by my good hand. Probably shop bought. I would have a go at making a soup now. I started doing a bit of that last year. But I'd like a minestrone soup or a vegetable soup. Not too much of a fan of chicken. And just to add a bit of context, if this was a question you asked to Robert, the answer would be unequivocally, it would be chicken wings with blue cheese sauce from Barden's in Kilcullen.
not that he's picky or anything, but he's very specific on what he likes.
No. He likes that. And anytime he goes away and he has chicken wings anywhere, he always says, no, it's not as good as Barden's, just not as good as Barden's. So yeah, it's a little plug for them. They're a little small family-run restaurant in Kilcullen here and down in Kildare. If anyone's passing, pop in. The chicken wings are excellent.
Absolutely. And remember to tell them that Lorraine sent you, or better yet, tell them Robert sent you. They might throw an extra chicken wing in the next time.
Yes.
Now, I just want to take a quick break here to introduce people to somebody before we move on to the next segment. So we'll be back right after this. So that is the wonderful world of Whiskers Murphy Kelly. Using the idea of video creation to create
with Notion.
Yeah, absolutely. And I believe Whiskers is actually a creation of yours. That basically
he is a little idea that I dreamed up. He's a bit of fun. Anyone I think that has ever had a cat will tell you they've had a cat with notions, and Whiskers is the unequivocal cat with notions. He thinks he's building a house. He's not. He has very specific requirements that he wants in his house, and he's obviously online. Clearly, he's very good at typing because he can send an email, and he's just hanging a little email in there to make sure he gets what suits him in his house. So it's just a bit of fun. I find marketing needs to be a bit of fun, and it shows a bit of cleverness and a bit of humor, and people like that. It might just brighten someone's day. You never know. Someone might be having a bad day. They could see Whiskers and get a chuckle out of them. And obviously, Whiskers has continued on his journey, as in he has gotten his home built. He's quite happy with it. Things haven't gone as much to plan as he would have liked, because he had a plan of trying to isolate the dog. Obviously, he doesn't like his brother that he has to live with. He was, if anyone has watched the video, they'll see that he was trying to get not to have the concrete in where the dog lives in the utility. That could have been any kind of a floor. He didn't care. But in the final episode of that, we find the dog has perched himself up on the couch amongst the family, and poor old Whiskers is sitting on the outside of the window looking in, trying to get back in. So it's interesting. It won't be the last that we'll see of Whiskers. He made an appearance this year already, complaining about the spare human and the dog wrecking his countertops, and asking could we come and polish them. And he was threatening to rehome both the human and the dog. So I'm not too sure how that has fared out. So people may tune in to see what his exploits are. God only knows what he might get up to. He's certainly a cat with notions. So it'll be interesting to see what he's up to next.
Well, I heard a whisper that he's making plans for the arrival of Santa Claus too. So we'll have to see exactly where.
Very likely. Very likely. I heard possibly he may have been looking at plans for building a catio. I don't know. And he may want to take up swimming. I'm not sure. But all that will be to come. I'm sure we'll have a brainwave as to what Whiskers might do. But again, it's just showing a bit of fun for people. And pets are part of the family too. So, maybe
Oh,
not to the extent that Whiskers feels.
well, I mean, like we have a lurcher mix and a 2-year-old Labrador at home who, because we had been away for a few days last week for the Micro Business Awards, when we came back, I actually ended up with the 42-kilo lab, who still thinks he's a lapdog, and the lurcher, both decided to climb up and wanted to sit on my knee. So, yes, they're very much a part of the household.
Fantastic.
And it is very much
Very
a
much
case,
part of the family.
and they allow us exist in their home. So,
Yes,
absolutely.
exactly. We have a cat who's very similar, like that herself here. So often I'll take examples from pets I know. So you might say Whiskers is like someone maybe that we know, maybe not called Whiskers, maybe called Buttons.
Yeah. Right. Well, we did make mention there about last weekend being the Micro Business Awards, so we'll just very quickly talk about that. Indeed, last Saturday night was the finals of the Micro Business Awards for 2023. An absolutely fabulous night was had by all that managed to attend, with a long list of winners, all received their trophies. And Lorraine, I know yourself and Robert were struck down with illness and couldn't make it, but we will arrange to get your trophy and your certificate to you for your digital marketing award, which
Fantastic.
Whiskers was very much a part of, and I'm sure will enjoy rubbing up against the horseshoes. So we will get that to you.
He probably will, because
Yeah.
With him being award winning now, the notions will be through the roof.
Absolutely. And just want to let everyone know that the nominations for the next round of, like, for 2024's awards will actually open on the 1st of November. You can visit the site, irishmicrobusinessawards.ie, fill in the entry form, and then the judges will take it from there as soon as nominations close. I don't have the exact date yet. I know it's going to be somewhere around mid-January you'll have to get your entries in until. And then, as I said, it'll be down to the judges again. And thankfully, that's one job I don't have to do. I have the easy job. I just sit here and talk about it. So we do look forward to welcoming you all back to the Micro Business Awards 2024, when we will be in the beautiful surroundings of Knightsbrook Resort in Trim, County Meath. So it'll be lovely to head into the Midlands a little bit. And then we'll start work early next year for the following year's awards. So do get your entries in. They open on the 1st of October, irishmicrobusinessawards.ie. And of course, on the subject of awards, Lorraine, Marbleandtile has been very, very successful over the last number of years. I mean, are you actually thinking of putting in an extension just for all your trophies? 7 awards altogether, is it?
a nice cabinet. Seven awards, and each one, just amazing. We're so grateful to have actually won them. The lads work incredibly hard, and it's great to get recognition for the long hours, the early mornings, the long days, and the general hardship that our job would, but the lads' job would be very, very physical. So it's great to get that recognition. And it's been wonderful. I mean, and even our initial one was for reinvention, and that was a lovely award for us to win, because we had changed the business from being tiling and fitting to this restoration element, and it was lovely to get that sort of pat on the back to go, yeah, you're doing well, you're doing right, you're going in the right direction. So that was lovely. I mean, I think that the whole awards process is great, because not only do you get that recognition as a finalist and if you're lucky enough to eventually be a winner, but you get to meet other businesses that are similar to you. We're all on this one journey of being self-employed. We're all along different parts on the road, but it's all the same journey. So it's great to speak to people, and you can get a different perspective. And often you could have a conversation with somebody, and you could help them, and they can help you. So I would suggest for any business to get involved in the awards. To be fair, because I think it helps to raise the bar. It helps you to take that step up and to be confident when you get up in the morning. Yes, I'm doing well. Yes, I'm having a good day. Today is going to be a good day. So it's great, and it's something that we've been truly honoured to be part of. We're delighted for the next chapter to come with the awards as well. So no, tremendous, and would highly recommend it to people.
Yeah, well, as I said, I mean, we are really, really looking forward to next year's. We have one more meeting to do now this week, just to finalise the categories for next year, so that we can move everything along. And as I said, it's looking like it's going to be something particularly special next year. But more about that as we get closer. There's a lot going on in the background, and again, the team that are behind the awards. As I said, I have the easy job. I get to talk to people about it. I get to stand in front of people on the night and present the awards. But there is a whole heap of people working tirelessly in the background. Again, as I mentioned earlier, Cheryl working in the background on this show. There's a team working in the background on the awards, all working hard to make me look good, and I won't refuse that. So I've an unusual one for you now. The fact that the National Lottery are giving away a guaranteed 1 million to an Irish winner on Friday night. If you suddenly found that your lottery ticket had €1 million on it, where would the spending be done?
Yeah. Oh gosh. A trip to Disney.
Trip to Disney.
Yeah. A trip to Disney. I think, and I know my eldest daughter Abby would want to donate a lot of money to animal charities. So I would say a holiday. There'd be a lot of cats in a lot of houses. I think a nice holiday, and we put probably donation off a good bit of it. And then probably going to see a Grand Prix, maybe visiting the F1. And that would probably, and then maybe going to see Ronaldo. We'd have to see a match with Ronaldo. And that would probably keep all the kids happy. Maybe, I'm not sure.
By the time
it'd be a nice problem.
Yeah, but by the time you've done all that,
probably be nothing left.
Left. But it would be nice to have.
No, it would be a nice problem to have, though. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it would be a very nice problem. Robert would probably go off and buy some polished concrete machines or something. So we'd have to get in on it quick.
Absolutely.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well.
No, I do know in Newbridge, which is not too far from us, they're looking at the moment there is €1 million lottery ticket in Newbridge, and they're trying to find who won it. It was last week, I read in the paper today. So it's somebody local to us here has that problem. Unfortunately, it's not ourselves, but it'll be a nice problem to have.
It would indeed. Right, we're very nearly out of time. So if people want to get in touch with you, I suspect that probably your social media or your website is the best way. But what would you recommend if people want to get in touch with you? I know from when I was talking to yourself and Robert, I know that bookings-wise, you're absolutely swamped, and you're currently booking stuff for next year. So what is the best way for people to get in touch with you?
We are indeed. We are some very organised people. Yeah, we've some very organised clients. We would have people booking us in before they've even planning permission. For their houses on the concrete polishing, people are incredibly organised. Yeah. Before I've 2 clients here at the moment, and they're fingers crossed for the planning permission. So the dream house can happen and the dream extension. So you can contact us via social media. You'll find us on there. On the website as well, we have a sign up form. So long as people just drop us a line, send us a phone number, quite happy to give you a call back and have a chat. Even if we can't help you, or the services that we provide can't help, we can point you in the right direction. We know we're in the industry that long. We know a lot of people that we can send you to. So if there's something people want or looking for, we'd have wood floor fitters we recommend. We'd have marble fitters we recommend. So a lot of people say we're kind of like a one-stop shop, but So you can give us a call, drop us an email, or send us a DM.
That's great. Well, listen, thank you so much for joining us today. That concludes this year's Lite Bite Lunch. Because we're coming into November and December, when everyone is very busy. We're finishing up now for this year on the Lite Bite Lunch, but we will be back in January with a whole new heap of guests and a whole lot more to talk about. So do make sure and keep an eye on our Facebook page or follow us on LinkedIn or whatnot and keep in touch with us. And until then, we wish you all a very happy New Year and good afternoon.
Thank you.